The crystal chandelier catches the late afternoon sun, throwing diamonds of light across Italian marble. Ice clinks against crystal glasses. Laughter echoes through the mansion's grand hall. A woman in a simple gray uniform moves between the shadows, carrying a silver tray. She is careful. Always careful. Her name is Elena. No one here knows that name anymore. To them, she is just the help. The one who cleans what they dirty. The one who sees everything and says nothing. She approaches the refreshment table near the terrace doors. Her hands, steady despite everything, arrange champagne flutes in perfect rows. The guests don't look at her. They never do. But one man watches. Marcus Ashford stands near the marble fireplace, his presence filling the room without effort. His suit costs more than most people earn in 6 months. His watch could buy a house. His ring, platinum and heavy with history, catches the light as he lifts his glass. He is studying something. Someone. The maid moves past him, silent as breath. And then it happens. A woman in red heels steps backward, laughing at something someone said. She doesn't see Elena. The collision is sharp, sudden. The tray tilts. Elena tries to catch it, overcorrects. Her foot catches the edge of an antique rug. She falls. The tray crashes. Crystal shatters across marble. The sound splits the air like a gunshot. Every conversation stops. Every head turns. Elena is on her knees, hands pressed against cold stone, surrounded by broken glass and spilled champagne. The woman in red gasps. "Oh my God, can someone please?" But Marcus is already moving. He crosses the space between them in 3 strides, faster than thought. His hand extends toward Elena. Not to dismiss her. To help her. "Let me." His fingers touch hers. The ring slips. It happens in slow motion. The platinum band slides over his knuckle, tumbles through air, hits marble with a sound like a bell tolling. It rolls. Stops. Spins once. Settles. Right between them. Marcus stares at it. Elena stares at it. And something in her face breaks. Not pain. Not embarrassment. Something older. Deeper. Something that looks like recognition wrapped in terror. Her eyes snap up to his. For 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, time becomes elastic, heavy. Her lips part. No sound comes out. But her eyes are screaming. Marcus sees it. He doesn't understand it, but he sees it. Then she looks away, breaks the moment like breaking a spell. Her hands scramble for the broken glass. Her movements are frantic now, no longer careful. A shard cuts her palm. Blood wells, bright against pale skin. "I'm sorry," she whispers. The words are almost inaudible. "I'm so sorry." She won't look at him again. Marcus bends down, retrieves his ring. It feels heavier than before. He straightens, looks down at her. "Are you?" "I'm fine." She cuts him off. Still won't meet his eyes. "I'll clean this." "Right away." "I'm sorry." The head of household staff appears, face tight with disapproval. "Come with me." "Now." Elena stands, unsteady. She follows without protest. Without looking back. But Marcus sees her hand trembling as she presses it against her uniform. Trying to hide the blood. He watches her disappear through the service door. The party resumes around him. Someone makes a joke about hiring better help. Laughter follows. Marcus doesn't laugh. He slides the ring back onto his finger. It doesn't fit the same way anymore. The kitchen is harsh fluorescent light and cold steel. Elena stands at the industrial sink, water running red over her palm. The cut isn't deep. It will heal. Everything heals, given enough time. That's what she tells herself. You're lucky Mr. Ashford didn't fire you on the spot. Mrs. Chen, the head of staff, stands in the doorway, arms crossed. Do you have any idea how much those glasses cost? I'll pay for them. Elena's voice is flat. Empty. Take it from my wages. It would take you 6 months to pay for one glass. Mrs. Chen's expression softens slightly. Just be more careful. He's not usually patient with mistakes. Elena nods. Doesn't speak. Mrs. Chen leaves. Elena is alone. She turns off the water. Wraps her hand in clean gauze. Her fingers work automatically, methodically. She's good at automatic. She's been automatic for 3 years now. 3 years of being invisible in this house. 3 years of cleaning rooms she used to dream of living in. 3 years of pretending. Her eyes drift to the small window above the sink. Through it, she can see a corner of the garden. The roses are blooming. White ones. He used to bring her white roses. A lifetime ago. Before he became Marcus Ashford, billionaire. Before she became Elena, nobody. Her hand goes to her chest, presses against fabric, feeling for something that isn't there anymore. A different ring. The one she wore for exactly 3 weeks before everything fell apart. She forces her hand down. Forces herself to breathe. To stay present. To remember why she's here. Not for him. Never for him. For survival. For rent. For the small apartment across town that doesn't ask questions about why a woman works 3 jobs and still barely makes ends meet. She turns from the window. Returns to work. Returns to invisible. But in the grand hall, standing alone among his guests, Marcus is staring at his ring. And remembering a voice he hasn't heard in 12 years. The study is dark except for a desk lamp. Marcus sits behind mahogany and leather, but he isn't working. He's thinking. The ring sits on the desk in front of him, caught in a small circle of light. He picks it up. Puts it down. Picks it up again. Outside his window, the city glitters. 30 stories below, people move like ants through lit streets. From here, the world looks manageable. Controllable. Small. From here, he can't see her face. But he keeps seeing it anyway. That moment. That look. Like she knew the ring. Knew what it meant. Knew him. Impossible. He employs 63 people in this building alone. He doesn't know most of their names. Why would one mate's face stick in his memory like a thorn? His phone buzzes. He ignores it. It buzzes again. And again. Finally, he checks it. 17 messages. All from Victoria. Victoria Chen Ashford, his fiancée. Soon-to-be wife. Daughter of Chen Industries. The merger that will create the most powerful real estate conglomerate on the East Coast. He doesn't love her. She doesn't love him. They've been honest about that from the beginning. This is business. Family expectations. Strategic alliance. It's what adults do. The phone buzzes again. Did you finalize the venue? Mother wants to know. He types back, yes. And the guest list? Yes. The photographer? He sets the phone down without answering. Looks at the ring again. It was his father's. And his grandfather's before that. Ashford men wear it until they marry, then pass it to their sons. It's tradition. Legacy. The weight of family expectation in cold platinum. He's worn it for 15 years. It's never slipped off before. A soft knock interrupts his thoughts. He straightens, slides the ring back on. Come in. The door opens. His assistant, David, enters with a tablet and apologetic expression. Sorry to interrupt, sir. But there's an issue with the Crawford contract. They're threatening to pull out. Marcus sighs. Gestures to the chair. Show me. They work for an hour. Numbers and clauses and legal language that would bore most people to tears. But Marcus is good at this. He's good at making problems disappear. At finding solutions no one else sees. At winning. He's been winning his entire life. Except once. The thought comes from nowhere. Unwelcome. Unwanted. Except once, when he chose money over love and lost something he can't name. He pushes it away. Focuses on the contract. Makes 3 calls. By the time David leaves, the Crawford deal is saved, sealed, and scheduled to close next week. Another victory. Marcus stands. Stretches. It's past midnight. The building is quiet now. Most of the staff have gone home. Only security and cleaning crews remain. He should go home. Should sleep. Should prepare for tomorrow's meeting with the board. Instead, he finds himself walking through empty halls. The grand hall where the party was held is dark now. Cleaned. Perfect. No sign of broken crystal or spilled champagne. No sign that anything happened here at all. But the rug near the terrace doors has been moved slightly. Someone cleaned very carefully, trying not to disturb the antique threading. Someone took time to do it right. He crouches down. Runs his hand over the spot where she fell. Nothing. Just carpet. Just wool and silk and history. But he can still see her face. Can still see that look. Like seeing a ghost. He stands abruptly. Shakes his head. This is ridiculous. She's just a maid. Just an employee. Just another person whose life intersects with his for brief, forgettable moments. He heads for the elevator. But as the doors close, he catches his reflection in the polished brass. And for just a second, he looks tired. Old. Like a man wearing someone else's face. The ring feels heavy on his finger. Very, very heavy. Elena's apartment is small. 1 room, really. A bed that folds up into the wall. A kitchenette with 2 burners. A bathroom the size of a closet. The window overlooks an alley. Sometimes rats fight in the darkness below. But it's hers. No one can take it. No one can tell her to leave. She's learned to appreciate small victories. It's past 1 in the morning when she finally sits down. Her feet ache. Her hand throbs where the glass cut her. But she doesn't sleep yet. She can't. Not until she checks. She reaches under the bed. Pulls out a shoebox. Opens it. Inside, 3 photos, a hospital bracelet, and a ring. Not his ring. Her ring. Simple gold. Cheap metal. The kind you buy from a street vendor when you're 19 and in love and believe that forever is possible. She doesn't pick it up. Just looks at it. The photos are faded now. In one, she's younger. Softer. Laughing at something off camera. Her hair is longer. Her eyes are unguarded. She looks like a girl who believes in happy endings. In the second photo, there's a man beside her. His arm around her shoulders. His smile bright and genuine. He looks young too. Hopeful. Like the world is his for the taking. His name was Michael. Not Marcus. Not yet. He was a business student. She was an art major. They met at a coffee shop near campus. He spilled his drink on her sketchbook. She laughed instead of getting angry. He bought her dinner to apologize. They talked until the restaurant closed. 3 months later, he asked her to marry him. She said yes. They couldn't afford a ceremony. Couldn't afford rings, really. But they bought cheap gold bands from a vendor near the pier and promised forever in an empty park at sunset. 3 weeks. They had 3 weeks of forever. Then his father found out. The third photo shows a building. Ashford Industries headquarters. Steel and glass and power. The business his father built. The empire Michael would inherit. If he married the right woman. Elena wasn't the right woman. Wrong family. Wrong background. Wrong everything. His father made that clear. Either leave her or lose everything. The inheritance. The name. The future. Michael made his choice. He chose everything. Elena closes the box. Slides it back under the bed. Her hand is shaking again. She presses it flat against the mattress until it stills. She doesn't cry. She stopped crying years ago. Tears don't change anything. Don't fix anything. Don't bring back anything. They just make your eyes red. She lies down. Stares at the ceiling. Counts cracks in the plaster. 53. She's counted them 1,000 times. Knows every one. Outside, a siren wails. Fades. Disappears. She thinks about tomorrow. About going back to that house. About cleaning those floors. About being invisible while moving through rooms that should have been hers. She thinks about the ring falling. About his hand reaching for hers. About that split second when their fingers touched and 12 years collapsed into nothing. He didn't recognize her. She knows that. People don't recognize what they've thrown away. Don't see what they've lost. But she recognized him. She would recognize him blind. Would know his voice in a crowd of thousands. Would feel his presence in a dark room. Some things you don't forget. No matter how much time passes. No matter how much you want to. She closes her eyes. Sleep doesn't come easily. It never does. The morning sun is cruel. Elena wakes to her alarm, shuts it off, sits up. Her hand still hurts. She unwraps the gauze. The cut is clean. Won't scar. Just another thing that will heal and disappear. She showers in water that's never quite hot enough. Dresses in her uniform. Gray dress, white apron, sensible shoes. The uniform of invisible women everywhere. The subway is crowded. She stands pressed between strangers, holding a pole, swaying with the movement of the train. No one looks at anyone else. Everyone is alone together. She gets off at the stop near the mansion. Walks 3 blocks. The neighborhood changes with each step. Buildings get taller. Trees get greener. Cars get shinier. By the time she reaches the service entrance, she's stepped into a different world. Mrs. Chen is waiting in the staff room. Elena. A word. Elena's stomach tightens. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Ashford wants to see you. In his office. 9 o'clock sharp. The world tilts slightly. Why? He didn't say. Just be there. And. Mrs. Chen hesitates. Be professional. Whatever he asks. Whatever he says. Just be professional. Elena nods. Can't speak. Doesn't trust her voice. She has 45 minutes. She spends them in the kitchen, drinking water she can't taste, trying to breathe normally, trying to think. Why would he want to see her? To fire her? To ask questions? To. No. Stop. He doesn't remember. He can't remember. 12 years is a long time. People change. She's changed. Different hair. Different weight. Different life. She's nobody to him. She repeats this until she almost believes it. At 8:58, she takes the service elevator to the top floor. Steps out into a hallway that's all windows and modern art. Everything here costs more than she'll earn in a lifetime. His office is at the end of the hall. The door is solid oak. She knocks twice. Come in. She opens the door. Marcus Ashford sits behind a desk that could land airplanes. Behind him, windows frame the city like a painting. He's in his suit jacket but no tie. His shirt collar is open. He looks like power incarnate. He looks up. Their eyes meet. Sit down, he says. Not unkind. Just direct. She sits. Keeps her hands in her lap. Keeps her face neutral. Keeps breathing. He studies her for a long moment. Then, what's your name? Elena. Her voice is steady. Good. Elena Martinez. How long have you worked here? 3 years, sir. And before that? Various positions. Cleaning. Service industry. Whatever was available. He nods slowly. His eyes don't leave her face. You seem familiar. Her heart stops. Restarts. I have one of those faces, sir. No. He leans forward slightly. I don't think you do. Silence stretches between them. Elena doesn't move. Doesn't blink. If she stays still enough, maybe he won't see her. Won't really see her. Finally, he sits back. I wanted to apologize. For yesterday. You fell because a guest wasn't watching where they were going. That wasn't your fault. It's fine, sir. Part of the job. You cut your hand. It's nothing. Let me see. Sir, Let me see your hand, Elena. She extends her hand slowly. Palm up. The cut is visible, angry and red against pale skin. He looks at it for a long moment. Doesn't touch. Just looks. You should have that checked. Make sure it's not infected. I cleaned it properly. It's fine. He finally looks away. Picks up a pen. Sets it down again. There's something. I can't place it. But I feel like we've met before. I don't think so, sir. You're sure? Yes, sir. I'm sure. The lie tastes like copper. Like blood. Like 12 years of survival. He doesn't look convinced. But he nods. All right. That's all. You can go. She stands. Turns to leave. Elena. She stops. Doesn't turn around. If you ever need anything, medical care, whatever, the company has good benefits. Use them. Thank you, sir. She walks out. Closes the door behind her. Makes it to the service elevator. Presses the button. The door's open. She steps inside. Only then does she let herself shake. If you're still watching this, hit that subscribe button. Because what happens next will change everything. Drop a comment if you can already feel where this story is going. Marcus sits alone in his office for a long time after she leaves. He picks up his phone. Opens his contacts. Scrolls to Victoria's name. Hovers over it. Then closes the phone without calling. He stands. Walks to the window. The city stretches before him. His city. His empire. Everything he fought for. Everything he sacrificed for. But today it looks hollow. He thinks about her hands in her lap. So still. So careful. Like someone who's learned not to take up space. Not to be noticed. He thinks about that look in her eyes when his ring fell. And for the first time in 12 years, he allows himself to remember something he's buried deep. A girl in a park at sunset. Cheap champagne in paper cups. Laughter that felt like music. A promise he made and broke in the same breath. Her name was Emily. No. Emma. No. He can't remember. He's tried, over the years, in quiet moments. But the memory is hazy now. Distant. Like something that happened to someone else. He was young. Stupid. In love with the idea of love. His father gave him an ultimatum. Choose family or choose her. Choose legacy or choose momentary happiness. He chose legacy. It was the right choice. Obviously. Look where it got him. But sometimes, in the very darkest hours of the night, he wonders what the other path looked like. Where it led. Who he would have become. He wonders if she ever thinks of him. He wonders if she's happy. He wonders if she forgave him. Then he pushes the thoughts away. Because they're useless. Because the past is the past. Because he's engaged to Victoria and the wedding is in 6 months and this is his life now. This is what winning looks like. He goes back to his desk. Opens his laptop. Loses himself in work. It's what he's good at. Work doesn't ask questions. Work doesn't judge. Work doesn't leave. Work is reliable. The day passes. Meetings blur together. Decisions get made. Money gets moved. He signs contracts. Shakes hands. Smiles at appropriate moments. By 6 p.m., he's exhausted in a way that has nothing to do with being tired. David pokes his head in. Dinner with the Chins tonight. 7:30. Should I have the car ready? Marcus has forgotten. The Chins. Victoria's family. Another evening of careful conversation and political maneuvering. Another evening of being Marcus Ashford, billionaire. Marcus Ashford, perfect son-in-law. Marcus Ashford, man with everything. Yes, he says. Thank you. David leaves. Marcus loosens his collar. Looks at his ring. It's been bothering him all day. Not physically. It fits fine. But he's aware of it in a way he's never been before. He tries to take it off. It won't budge. He pulls harder. Nothing. It's stuck. Panic rises, irrational and sudden. He pulls harder. The ring won't move. Won't come off. It's part of him now. Permanent. Unchangeable. Finally, with soap from the private bathroom, he works it loose. It slides off. He sets it on the desk. His finger looks pale where it was. Naked. Wrong. He stares at it for a long moment. Then puts the ring back on. Some things you can't escape. Some choices, once made, define everything that comes after. He chose this life. This ring. This future. He needs to remember that. The restaurant is expensive and exclusive. The kind of place where they know your name and your preferred table and exactly how you like your steak. Marcus and Victoria sit across from her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Chin, while waiters glide past like ghosts. The venue is confirmed, Victoria says. She's beautiful in the way expensive things are beautiful. Perfect hair. Perfect makeup. Perfect smile that never quite reaches her eyes. Mother, you'll love it. The ballroom overlooks the harbor. Mrs. Chin beams. Wonderful. And the guest list? 500. 500? Marcus blinks. That's appropriate, Mr. Chin cuts in. His voice is smooth, practiced. This isn't just a wedding, Marcus. It's a merger. Our families are joining. Our companies are joining. The world will be watching. Marcus nods. Picks up his wine glass. Doesn't drink. Just holds it. You've been quiet tonight, Victoria observes. Not worried. Not curious. Just making conversation. Something on your mind? Work, he says. The universal excuse. The acceptable answer. Always work. She smiles. It's not affectionate. Not cold either. Just present. That's why we're perfect together. We understand priorities. Indeed, Mrs. Chin agrees. That's what makes a strong marriage. Shared goals. Shared values. Romance is lovely, but it fades. What remains is partnership. The conversation moves on. Stocks. Properties. Investment opportunities. The wedding. Always the wedding. Who's invited? Who's not? What message it sends? What alliance it strengthens? Marcus participates. Says the right things at the right times. Nods. Smiles. Performs being engaged. But his mind is elsewhere. In a small office. With a woman whose hand shook. Who wouldn't meet his eyes? Who seemed terrified of a simple ring? Marcus? Marcus. He blinks. Victoria is looking at him, eyebrows raised. The photographer? Did you approve the final selections? Yes, he lies. He has no idea what she's talking about. All approved. She studies him for a moment. Then turns back to her mother. The conversation continues without him. Later, in the car, Victoria sits beside him in comfortable silence. They're alone. The driver can't hear through the partition. This is when they're most honest. You're not happy, she says. Not accusatory. Just observational. I'm fine. You're distracted. Have been for days. He doesn't answer. Outside the window, the city slides past. Lights and shadows. Lives happening in windows. Stories he'll never know. Cold feet are normal, Victoria continues. Everyone gets them. It doesn't mean anything. I know. We have a good arrangement, Marcus. Better than most marriages. We respect each other. Give each other space. Want the same things. I know. Then what's the problem? He turns to look at her. Really look at her. She's 29. Intelligent. Capable. She'll make an excellent partner. She'll run Chin Industries one day, probably better than her father does. She'll be a good mother to the children they'll have. The children they're supposed to have. She deserves honesty. Do you ever think about the road not taken? He asks. The life you didn't choose? She considers this. No. I chose this road. I don't waste time on hypotheticals. Right. Of course. But you do. It's not a question. He turns back to the window. Sometimes. Lately. Because of your father? His father died 8 months ago. Massive heart attack at his desk. Working until the very end. The man was a force of nature. Hard. Demanding. Never satisfied. Never soft. But he taught Marcus how to win. Maybe, Marcus says. I don't know. Victoria is quiet for a moment. Then, my therapist says unresolved past experiences resurface during transitions. The wedding is a major transition. Maybe that's all this is. You have a therapist? Of course. Doesn't everyone? She pauses. You should consider it. He almost laughs. But she's serious. And maybe she's right. Maybe he just needs to talk to someone. Process whatever this is. Move forward. Forward is the only direction he knows. They arrive at Victoria's building. The car stops. She gathers her purse. Pauses before opening the door. Marcus. Whatever this is, work through it. Before the wedding. Because once we're married, once our families are merged, there's no going back. You understand that, right? I understand. Good. She leans over. Kisses his cheek. Mechanical. Friendly. Get some sleep. You look exhausted. Then she's gone. Into the building. Into the elevator. Into her perfectly decorated apartment where everything has its place. The driver asks, "Home, sir?" Marcus should say yes. Should go home. Should sleep. Should wake up tomorrow and be the man everyone expects. Instead, he hears himself say, "Take the long way." They drive through neighborhoods that get progressively less polished, where buildings are shorter, darker, where people walk instead of driving, where life is messier, harder, more real. He doesn't know what he's looking for. Or maybe he does, and that's what scares him. Elena scrubs the floor in the mansion's east wing. It's nearly midnight. Most of the staff have gone home. She prefers working late. Fewer people. Less chance of being noticed. She's on her hands and knees, moving the brush in slow circles. The marble gleams. She makes it gleam. Takes pride in it, actually. In doing something well. And having a skill, even if it's just this. Footsteps echo down the hall. She doesn't look up. Keeps scrubbing. Whoever it is will pass by. They always do. But the footsteps stop. "You're here late." She freezes. Knows that voice. Has known it for 12 years. Slowly, she looks up. Marcus Ashford stands 3 feet away, tie loose, jacket over his arm. He looks tired. Human. Nothing like the man in the office this morning. "Just finishing up, sir," she says. Neutral. Professional. Empty. "It's past midnight. I prefer the quiet." He nods. Like he understands. Like they're two people having a normal conversation instead of what they really are. Which is what, exactly? She doesn't know anymore. "Can I ask you something?" he says. Her heart pounds. "Of course, sir." "Do you believe in fate?" The question catches her off guard. She sits back on her heels. I'm not sure how to answer that. Honestly. Just answer honestly. She looks down at her hands. At the brush. At the floor she's made perfect. "No," she says quietly. "I don't believe in fate. I think people make choices. And those choices have consequences. That's all. That's a lonely way to see the world. Maybe. But it's true." He's quiet for a moment. Then he crouches down. Not close. But at her level. So they're eye to eye. "What happened to your hand?" he asks, seeing the bandage. "Nothing. An accident. The glass from yesterday." "Yes. I'm sorry that happened. It wasn't your fault. I should have been more careful. I shouldn't have reached for you so quickly. You were startled." She wants to laugh. Wants to scream. He thinks he startled her. That's all. He has no idea that his touch, after 12 years, felt like lightning. Like drowning. Like coming home and being exiled in the same instant. "It's fine," she says instead. Really? He's still looking at her. Searching for something. She can see the wheels turning in his mind. The questions he's not asking. The recognition that's so close, just out of reach. "Have we met before?" he asks. Again. "Please. Just tell me the truth. This is the moment." She could tell him. Could say yes. Could watch his face change as he remembers. Could make him feel something, anything, after 12 years of nothing. But what would that accomplish? What would change? He's engaged. He's rich. He's built a life. Her pain won't undo his choices. Her truth won't turn back time. Some things can't be fixed. "No," she says. Meets his eyes. Holds them. "We've never met." He searches her face. She lets him. Shows him nothing. Finally, he nods. Stands. "All right. I believe you." He doesn't. She can tell. But he won't push. "Good night, Elena." "Good night, sir." He walks away. His footsteps fade. She's alone again. She looks down at the floor. At her reflection in the marble. Ghost-like and blurred. She picks up the brush. Keeps scrubbing. Because that's what you do. You keep moving. Keep working. Keep surviving. The past doesn't change. The future doesn't promise. All you have is now. And now is a floor that needs to be cleaned. 3 days pass. Marcus doesn't see Elena again. Not that he's looking. He's not. He's busy. Board meetings. Contract negotiations. Wedding planning calls with Victoria that last hours and accomplish nothing. He should be focused. Should be present. But his mind keeps wandering to strange places. To questions he can't answer. To feelings he can't name. On Thursday afternoon, his assistant David brings him files to sign. Marcus goes through them mechanically. Initial here. Sign there. Date. Next page. Until one file makes him stop. Personnel records. Annual reviews. Routine stuff. He doesn't usually read them. Just signs off. Trusts HR to handle it. But one name catches his eye. Elena Martinez. Age, 34. Position, housekeeping. Tenure, 3 years. Performance, exemplary. Notes, reliable. Discreet. No complaints. There's a photo attached. Standard employee ID shot. She's looking directly at the camera. No smile. Just presence. He stares at it longer than he should. 34. That would make her 22. 12 years ago. When he was 23. The same age he was when he met Emily. Emma. The girl whose name he can't quite remember. The girl he left in a park with promises he didn't keep. He closes the file quickly. Signs it. Moves to the next one. But the numbers won't leave his mind. 34. 22. 12 years. It's just coincidence. Has to be. The world is full of women in their 30s. Women who work service jobs. Women with sad eyes and careful hands. It doesn't mean anything. He finishes the files. Hands them back to David. That's all. There's one more thing, sir. David hesitates. Unusual for him. Your mother called. Wants to know if you're coming to dinner on Sunday. Marcus rubs his temples. Tell her yes. She also mentioned she found some old photos while cleaning out your father's study. From college. She thought you might want them. Why would I want them? She said there was a girl. In several of the photos. Someone she'd never met. The air leaves the room. She's curious, David continues. Asked if you remembered her name. Said your father had written on the back of one of the photos, M with the artist. 2014. Marcus's hands grip the edge of his desk. Tell my mother I'll see her Sunday. That's all. David knows better than to push. He nods. Leaves. Marcus is alone. The year he graduated business school. The year he met her. The year he chose his father's path over his own heart. He stands. Walks to the window. The city is darkening. Friday evening traffic crawls below. Millions of lives intersecting and separating. Millions of choices. Millions of paths not taken. He pulls out his phone. Opens a browser. Types, find someone from college 2014. Then stops. Closes the browser. Puts the phone away. This is insanity. He's engaged. He's building an empire. The past is past. Done. Unchangeable. He needs to let it go. He needs to forget. But as he stands there, watching the sun set over his city, over his kingdom, over everything he's built, he feels something he hasn't felt in years. Regret. Pure. Simple. Absolute regret. And it's crushing him. Sunday dinner at his mother's house is exactly as expected. Elegant. Formal. Exhausting. Catherine Ashford is in her element, playing hostess, directing staff, ensuring everything is perfect. She's aged well. 63 but looks 50. Gym 3 times a week. Personal trainer. Expensive skincare. The discipline of old money. You look tired, she observes as they sit for pre-dinner drinks. Is everything all right? Fine. Just busy. Victoria says you've seemed distracted lately. Of course Victoria talked to his mother. They've become close. Planning the wedding. Planning his life. Planning everything. I'm fine, mother. She studies him. Her eyes miss nothing. Never have. Your father was the same way. Before our wedding. Got cold feet. Almost called it off. This is new information. Really? Really? Said he wasn't sure he was ready. Said he had doubts. She sips her martini. I told him doubts were normal. That marriage wasn't about certainty. It was about commitment. About choosing to keep choosing, even when it's hard. What did he say? He said I was right. We got married 2 weeks later. 40 years together. Not all of them easy. But we chose it. Every day. We chose it. Marcus nods. Doesn't know what to say to that. Dinner is served. They eat. Talk about safe things. The stock market. His mother's charity work. The wedding. Always the wedding. Dessert arrives. His mother pushes it away. Too many calories. She looks at Marcus. I almost forgot. The photos. Wait here. She disappears upstairs. Returns with a small box. Sets it in front of him. From your father's study. I thought you should have them. He opens it slowly. Inside are maybe 20 photos. Him at graduation. Him at his first job. Him with college friends whose names he's forgotten. And 3 photos with her. His breath stops. She's laughing in the first one. Really laughing. Head back. Joy radiating from her. He's beside her, arm around her shoulders, looking at her like she's the only person in the world. The second photo is sunset. Their silhouettes against an orange sky. Holding hands. The third photo is closer. More intimate. She's looking at the camera. At him, because he must have been taking it. Her expression is soft. Open. Trusting. Completely trusting. He turns the photo over. His father's handwriting, Michael with Emily Carson. Spring 2014. Emily Carson. Not Emma. Not the vague memory he'd allowed to fade. Emily. The room spins slightly. He grips the edge of the table. Are you all right? His mother asks. You've gone pale. I'm fine. Who was she? This Emily? He can't speak. Can't think. Can't breathe. Marcus? I need to go. He stands abruptly. The chair scrapes against tile. I'm sorry. I need to, I have to. Marcus, what's wrong? But he's already moving. Toward the door. Toward the car. Toward air he can breathe. His driver starts the car without being asked. Where to, sir? I don't care. Just drive. They drive. Through the city. Past buildings and lights and lives. Marcus sits in the back, holding 3 photographs, remembering. Emily Carson. Art student. Terrible at math. Loved old movies. Cried at sunsets. Drew pictures of things most people didn't notice. Pigeons. Cracks in sidewalks. Coffee stains. Emily Carson. Who said yes when he asked her to marry him with a cheap ring and cheaper champagne? Who didn't care about money? Who just wanted him? Emily Carson. Who he left. Who he destroyed. Whose heart he broke because his father said family came first. He closes his eyes. Opens them. Looks at the photo again. Her smile. Her eyes. Her face. And suddenly he sees it. The maid. Elena. Her face. Her eyes. The way she wouldn't look at him. The way she reacted when his ring fell. The same eyes. Older. Sadder. Harder. But the same. Oh God. Oh God, it's her. Emily Carson is Elena Martinez. The woman he loved is the woman who cleans his floors. The woman he abandoned is the woman who serves his guests. The woman whose heart he shattered is invisible in his own house. And he didn't recognize her. Didn't see her. Didn't know. The phone is in his hand before he thinks. He calls David. I need everything. On Elena Martinez. Employee file. Full background. Where she lives. Where she worked before. Everything. Now. Sir, it's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. Now, David. Yes, sir. Give me an hour. He hangs up. Stares out the window. Sees nothing. Sees everything. Emily. His Emily. Here. This whole time. 3 years. 3 years of walking past her. Of not seeing her. Of treating her like furniture. 3 years while he planned his wedding to someone else. The nausea hits hard. He tells the driver to pull over. Stumbles out. Leans against a building. Breathes. Counts to 10. Breathes again. How could he not have known? How could he not have seen? But he knows how. He knows exactly how. Because he trained himself not to see. Not to remember. Not to think about the past. He built walls. Made himself hard. Made himself into his father. And she became invisible. By design. Maybe by necessity. Maybe because seeing him, being near him, was too painful. So she erased herself. Became Elena. Became no one. Because of him. Because of what he did to her. The phone rings. David. Sir, I have some information. Though I'm not sure. Tell me. Elena Martinez. Real name, Emily Carson. Changed legally 7 years ago. Previous employment, various cleaning services, restaurants, retail. Current address, apartment in the East District. No family listed. No emergency contacts. Keep going. Sir, there's something else in her file. Medical records from when she was hired. Standard stuff. But. David hesitates. There's a note about a C-section scar. From approximately 11 years ago. The world stops. What? She had a child. Or was pregnant. The timeline suggests shortly after college age. Marcus can't hear anything except the blood rushing in his ears. He does the math. They separated 12 years ago. A child born 11 years ago. No. No, it's not possible. Is it? Sir? Are you there? Where is she tonight? His voice sounds strange. Distant. Like someone else speaking. Where is Elena right now? According to the schedule, she's not working tonight. She should be at her apartment. Send me the address. Sir, I really don't think. Send me the address, David. Now. 30 seconds later, his phone buzzes. An address. A place. A destination. He gets back in the car. Gives the driver the address. They drive. Marcus sits in the back, holding photos of a girl who doesn't exist anymore. A girl who became someone else. Someone he destroyed. And maybe, possibly, the mother of his child. The building is run down. Peeling paint. Broken mailboxes. A front door that doesn't lock properly. This is where she lives. Where Emily Carson, now Elena Martinez, makes a home. Marcus stands outside looking up. 3rd floor. Apartment 3B. A single window with a dim light behind it. He should leave. Should go home. Should pretend he doesn't know. Can't know. Shouldn't care. But his feet carry him forward. Through the door. Upstairs that smell like mildew and failure. Down a hallway where someone is screaming behind a closed door and someone else is laughing and someone else is crying. Apartment 3B. He stands in front of it for a full minute. Hand raised to knock. Frozen. Everything changes from here. Whatever is behind this door, whatever truth waits, will change everything. His engagement. His life. His carefully constructed world. He should leave. He knocks. Footsteps inside. Slow. Cautious. The door opens a crack. A security chain. A face appears. Emily. Elena. Her. Her eyes widen. What are you doing here? I know, he says. His voice is barely a whisper. I know who you are. Her face goes pale. For a moment, he thinks she'll faint. Then something hardens in her expression. You need to leave. Emily. That's not my name. It was your name. It's still your name. No. Not anymore. You don't get to call me that. Her hands grip the doorframe. How did you find me? Personnel file. I put it together. The age, the timeline, your eyes. God, your eyes. How did I not see it before? Because you didn't want to. Because I made sure you wouldn't. Now leave. Please. We need to talk. No, we don't. Emily, Elena, please. I need to understand. I need to know. Know what? That you destroyed my life? That I spent 12 years putting myself back together? That I took a job cleaning your house because I needed money and didn't think you'd ever actually see me? Her voice is rising. What exactly do you need to know? David mentioned medical records. From 11 years ago. Everything stops. Her face closes. Completely. Like shutters slamming. Get out. Please. Just tell me. Do I have a child? Get out. Emily. My name is Elena. She's shaking now. Fury and fear and something else. Something that looks like grief. You left that name behind. You left that girl behind. You don't get to come back and claim her now. I'm not trying to claim anything. I just want to know the truth. The truth? She laughs. It's a horrible sound. You want the truth? Fine. Yes. I was pregnant. When you left. When you chose your inheritance over me. I was 6 weeks pregnant. The world tilts. Spins. Stops. You have a daughter, she continues. Voice flat now. Empty. Her name is Sophie. She's 11 years old. She's smart and kind and nothing like you. And she has no idea who you are. And that's how it's going to stay. Marcus can't speak. Can't think. Can't process. A daughter. He has a daughter. 11 years old. Where is she? He manages. Somewhere safe. Somewhere you'll never find her. Somewhere your money and your power and your name can't touch her. I want to meet her. No. She's my daughter. She's my daughter. You're just DNA. You have no rights. No claim. You chose to leave. You don't get to come back. I didn't know. His voice breaks. God, Emily, I didn't know. If I had known. What? You would have stayed? You would have chosen me over your father? Over your empire? Don't lie to me. You made your choice. You made it clear. And I dealt with the consequences. Alone. Scared. 19 years old and pregnant and abandoned. So no. You don't get to meet her. You don't get to disrupt her life. You don't get anything from me. Not anymore. She's crying now. Silent tears down her face. She doesn't wipe them away. Just lets them fall. Marcus wants to reach for her. Wants to hold her. Wants to turn back time and make different choices and be a different man. But all he can do is stand in this hallway and face what he's done. I'm sorry, he whispers. I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't change anything. I know. But I am. I've been sorry for 12 years. Every day. I just didn't let myself remember. Didn't let myself feel it. But I'm sorry. For everything. For leaving. For not knowing. For all of it. She looks at him for a long moment. Really looks at him. Seeing the man he is. The man he became. The man he could have been. You need to leave, she says finally. And you can't come back. Promise me. Promise you'll let us be. I can't promise that. Then I quit. Tomorrow. I'll disappear. Again. I'm good at it now. You'll never find us. Don't. Please don't. I won't. I won't approach her. Won't tell anyone. I just want to know she's okay. That she's safe. That she has what she needs. She has everything she needs. She has me. Does she know about me? She knows her father didn't want her. That's all she needs to know. The words are knives. Sharp and precise and deserved. That's not. I didn't know she existed. That's different than not wanting her. Is it? Would you have stayed if you'd known? Really? Or would you have just offered money and walked away anyway? He doesn't have an answer. Doesn't know. Can't know. Because he never had to make that choice. I thought so, she says. Reading his silence. Now leave. Please. Just leave. Can I help? Financially? For Sophie? For school, or whatever she needs. We don't need your money. But this apartment, your job, you're struggling. I'm surviving. And that's enough. We don't need anything from you. She starts to close the door. He puts his hand against it. Not forcing. Just stopping. I'm getting married, he says. In 6 months. To someone I don't love. Someone my family chose. It's all arranged. All planned. All decided. Good for you. I'm telling you because I want you to know that I'm making the same mistake twice. Choosing obligation over feeling. Choosing what I'm supposed to do over what I want. Then don't marry her. Make a different choice. It's not that simple. It's exactly that simple. You just don't want it to be. She pushes his hand away from the door. Goodbye, Marcus. Or Michael. Or whoever you are now. Don't come back. Don't contact me. Don't look for Sophie. Just let us go. You're good at that. The door closes. The chain slides. The lock clicks. He's alone in the hallway. Alone with the truth. He has a daughter he'll never know. A woman he loved who hates him. A life built on choices that destroyed other people's lives. And in 6 months, he'll marry someone he doesn't love and make it all permanent. He walks back down the stairs. Back to his car. Back to his world. Back to being Marcus Ashford, billionaire. Marcus Ashford, who has everything. Everything except what matters. Before we continue, if this story is hitting you in the feelings, hit that like button and drop a comment telling me what you think Marcus should do next. The next 2 weeks are purgatory. Marcus goes through the motions. Board meetings. Contract reviews. Wedding planning. Calls from Victoria about flowers and seating arrangements and which band to hire. But every night, he dreams of a girl in a park. And every morning, he wakes up knowing she's cleaning his floors. He doesn't see her. She's careful. Switches her schedule. Works different areas of the building. Avoids him completely. He could fire her. Could make her leave. Could use his power to force her out of his life. But he doesn't. Because at least this way, she's near. At least this way, he can know she's okay. At least this way, some part of the past is still present. It's selfish. He knows that. But he's been selfish for 12 years. What's another few weeks? Victoria notices the change in him. You're more distracted than before, she observes one evening over dinner. Should I be worried? No, he lies. Just stressed. About the wedding? About everything. She sets down her fork. Studies him. Marcus. If you don't want to do this, tell me now. I won't be angry. Disappointed, maybe. But I'd rather know now than at the altar. This is his chance. His out. He could tell her. Could end the engagement. Could choose differently. But what would he be choosing? A woman who hates him. A child who doesn't know him. A past that can't be reclaimed? I want to do this, he says. Another lie. Easier than the truth. Good. Because the invitations go out tomorrow. After that, there's no backing out. Too many people involved. Too much at stake. She's right. After tomorrow, it's real. Permanent. Unchangeable. He nods. Agrees. Signs his life away. That night, he stands at his window. Looking out at the city. Somewhere out there, Elena is tucking Sophie into bed. Reading her stories. Being a mother. Being everything he isn't. His phone buzzes. A text from his mother, excited for the invitations. Your father would be so proud. Would he? Marcus isn't sure anymore. His father taught him to be strong. To be ruthless. To choose power over weakness. To never look back. But his father also spent 40 years married to a woman he chose out of obligation. 40 years of partnership but not passion. 40 years of success but not joy. Is that what Marcus wants? 40 years of fine? 40 years of adequate? 40 years of regret? He closes his eyes. Tries to imagine. 10 years from now. 20. Victoria by his side. Children they'll have. The life they'll build. But all he sees is Emily's face. And a girl named Sophie he'll never meet. His hand goes to his ring. His father's ring. The symbol of everything he's supposed to be. He tries to take it off. It's stuck again. Won't budge. Won't come off. Like it's part of him. Like he has no choice anymore. He pulls harder. Harder. Until his finger is red and the ring still won't move. Finally, he gives up. Sits down. Puts his head in his hands. He's trapped. by choices made long ago, by obligations, by family, by fear, trapped by everything except what matters. The next morning, the invitations go out. 500 of them. Cream cardstock. Gold lettering. Announcing the union of Marcus Ashford and Victoria Chin Ashford. There's no going back now. Elena receives one. She finds it in her locker at work. Someone must have put it there. Mrs. Chin, probably. Making sure all staff are informed. The mansion will be used for pre-wedding events. Everyone needs to know the schedule. She opens it. Reads it. Reads it again. Then tears it into small pieces and throws it away. She doesn't cry. She's past crying. Past feeling. Past caring. Or so she tells herself. But that night, when Sophie asks why she's quiet, she can't find words to answer. Mom? Are you okay? I'm fine, sweetheart. You don't look fine. Sophie is too smart. Too perceptive. At 11, she already reads people better than most adults. Just tired, Elena says. Forces a smile. Work was long today. Sophie nods. But doesn't look convinced. Can I ask you something? Always. My dad. The one you don't talk about. Sophie's voice is careful. Testing. Do you ever see him? Like, around? Elena's breath catches. Why are you asking? Just wondering. If he's, like, famous or something. If he's someone I might see on TV or whatever. No. He's no one. Just someone I knew a long time ago. Someone who didn't matter. The lie tastes like poison. Sophie studies her mother's face. Then nods. Okay. I was just curious. She goes back to her homework. Elena watches her. This brilliant, beautiful girl. This child who deserved better. Who deserved a father. Who deserved a life that wasn't built on secrets and survival. And Marcus is out there. Rich. Powerful. Planning a wedding. Living the life he chose. While Elena and Sophie live with the consequences. Later, after Sophie is asleep, Elena sits on her bed. Opens the shoebox. Takes out the photos. Looks at the girl she used to be. That girl believed in love. Believed in forever. Believed that good things happen to good people. That girl was an idiot. Elena puts the photos away. Lies down. Stares at the ceiling. Counts cracks. Tomorrow she'll wake up. Go to work. Clean his floors. Be invisible. Tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. Because this is her life now. This is what his choice made her. And she'll survive it. Because she has to. Because Sophie needs her. Because giving up isn't an option. But God, she's tired. So tired of being strong. The wedding planning accelerates. Victoria is everywhere. Decisions about everything. The dress. The cake. The flowers. The music. Every detail matters. Every choice is political. Marcus signs checks. Nods at appropriate times. Smiles when required. But inside, he's dying. 3 weeks after learning the truth, he makes a decision. He calls his lawyer. Private meeting. Confidential. I need to set up a trust fund, he says. Anonymous. For a child. The lawyer doesn't blink. Lawyers never do. Name of the child? Sophie Carson. Age 11. Lives in the East District with her mother, Elena Martinez. Amount? Marcus names a figure. The lawyer's pen pauses. That's quite substantial, Mr. Ashford. Can you do it? Of course. But may I ask the reason? You may not. The lawyer nods. The paperwork will take a week. The funds will be structured to pay for education, living expenses, medical care, whatever's needed. The mother will have access but won't know the source. Perfect. And no one else can know about this. Not Victoria. Not my mother. No one. Attorney-client privilege, sir. Your secret is safe. Marcus signs the papers. Transfers the money. It's not enough. Will never be enough. But it's something. It's all he can do. He tells himself this makes up for being absent. Makes up for not knowing. Makes up for leaving. He knows it doesn't. But it helps him sleep at night. Barely. 2 weeks later, Elena receives a letter. Official. Legal. From a law firm she's never heard of. Inside, documents explaining that a trust fund has been established for Sophie Carson. Amount, enough to pay for college, graduate school, a house, a life. Managed by trustees. No strings. No conditions. Source, anonymous. Elena reads it 3 times. Then calls the number at the bottom. This is a mistake, she tells the lawyer. We don't know anyone who would. It's not a mistake, Ms. Martinez. The trust is legitimate. Legal. Binding. But who set it up? I'm not at liberty to say. Was it Marcus Ashford? Silence. Then, I can neither confirm nor deny that. Tell him we don't want it. Tell him to take it back. I'm afraid that's not possible. The trust is irrevocable. The money is Sophie's. It can't be refused or returned. Elena hangs up. Stares at the documents. At the future they represent. At the freedom. Sophie could go to any school. Could study anything. Could have choices Elena never had. But it's his money. His guilt. His attempt to buy forgiveness. She should refuse. Should tear up the papers. Should throw it back in his face. But Sophie deserves better than pride. Better than Elena's anger. Better than suffering because of choices made 12 years ago. She keeps the documents. Hates herself for it. But keeps them. And in his office, Marcus receives confirmation that the funds were transferred. That Elena knows. That Sophie will have what she needs. It doesn't make him feel better. Doesn't ease the guilt. Doesn't change anything. But at least he did something. At least he tried. It's not enough. He knows that. But it's all he has. The wedding is 3 months away. Then 2 months. Then 6 weeks. The invitations have been sent. The venue is booked. The dress is altered. Everything is perfect. Except Marcus. Marcus is falling apart. He loses weight. Can't sleep. Can't focus. His work suffers. Board members notice. His mother notices. Victoria notices. You need to see a doctor, Victoria says. You look terrible. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're barely functioning. She's right. He knows she's right. But what doctor can fix this? What medicine can cure regret? One night, he's working late. Everyone else has gone home. He's alone in the building. Or thinks he is. Until he sees her. Elena. Cleaning the conference room. Moving between chairs. Wiping down the table. Her movements are practiced. Efficient. She doesn't see him watching from the doorway. He should leave. Should go. Should maintain the distance they've carefully constructed. But he's so tired of distance. So tired of pretending. So tired of everything. Elena. She turns. Sees him. Her face closes. Mr. Ashford. Please. Can we talk? Just for a minute? There's nothing to talk about. The trust fund. Did you get it? Yes. I got it. Her voice is cold. Hard. That's not talking. That's you trying to buy absolution. I'm not trying to buy anything. I just want Sophie to have opportunities. To have choices I took away when I left you. You didn't take away my choices. You made yours. I made mine. And Sophie is the result. She doesn't need your guilt money. It's not guilt money. It's her birthright. She's my daughter. Biologically. That's all. I know. I know I have no right to claim her. No right to be her father. But I can at least make sure she has what she needs. Elena sets down her cloth. Turns to face him fully. You want to know what she needs? She needs a father who shows up. Who knows her favorite color? Who helps with homework? Who tucks her in at night? She needs presence, not presents. But you can't give that. You're too busy building your empire and marrying your perfect wife. I know I can't be what she needs. But I can help. That's all I'm trying to do. Then let me ask you something. When is her birthday? Marcus opens his mouth. Closes it. He doesn't know. Has no idea. That's what I thought. Elena picks up her cloth. Continues cleaning. You can keep your money if it makes you feel better. But don't fool yourself into thinking it makes you a father. She's right. Of course she's right. Money is easy. Presence is hard. And he's always chosen easy. I'm sorry, he says again. Seems like all he can say anymore. For everything. For then. For now. For all of it. I know you are. But sorry doesn't change the fact that in 3 months, you're marrying someone else. That you're choosing the same path you chose 12 years ago. That you haven't learned anything. What do you want me to do? Cancel the wedding? Break up 2 families? Destroy a business merger? For what? For a past that can't be fixed? For a woman who hates me? I don't hate you. Her voice is quiet now. Tired. I did. For years. But hate takes energy. And I'm too tired to hate you anymore. Then what do you feel? Nothing. You're just someone I used to know. Someone who's part of my past. That's all. The words hurt more than hate would. Because nothing is worse than nothing. Absence is worse than anger. I don't believe you, he says. I don't care what you believe. She walks past him. Out the door. Down the hall. Disappears. Marcus stands alone in the conference room. Surrounded by leather chairs and expensive art and the trappings of success. And he's never felt more empty. If you're still here, leave a comment. Tell me if Elena should forgive him. Tell me what you'd do. And hit that subscribe button because this story isn't over yet. 6 weeks before the wedding, Marcus makes another decision. He schedules an appointment with a therapist. Victoria was right. He needs to talk to someone. Needs to process. Needs to understand why he can't move forward. The therapist's office is tasteful. Neutral colors. Comfortable couch. A box of tissues on the side table. Very obvious tissues. Tell me why you're here, Dr. Saracen says. No relation to Victoria, thankfully. I'm getting married in 6 weeks. And I'm not sure I should. Why not? Because I don't love her. Does she love you? No. It's a business arrangement. We're both clear about that. Then what's the problem? Marcus laughs. It sounds bitter even to his own ears. The problem is I can't stop thinking about someone else. Someone I left 12 years ago. Someone I just found again. Tell me about her. So he does. Tells the whole story. Emily. The pregnancy he didn't know about. Sophie. The trust fund. The wedding invitations. All of it. Dr. Chen listens without judgment. Takes notes. Asks questions. Do you want to be with Emily? She finally asks. I don't know. Maybe. But it doesn't matter. She doesn't want me. Are you sure? Or are you assuming? She's made it very clear. Has she? Or has she made it clear that she won't accept you as you are now? There's a difference. Marcus sits with that. What do you mean? You're asking her to accept Marcus Ashford, billionaire. The man who left her. The man who chose money over love. The man who's about to marry someone else. Dr. Chen leans forward slightly. But what if you weren't that man anymore? What if you made different choices? You mean cancel the wedding? I mean decide what you actually want. And then have the courage to choose it. It's not that simple. Why not? Because there are expectations. Obligations. My family. Her family. The business. The board. Everything is connected. Everything depends on this merger. So you're going to sacrifice your happiness for a business deal. It's more than a business deal. It's legacy. It's what my father built. What I'm supposed to protect. Your father is dead, Marcus. The words hit like a slap. Excuse me? Your father is dead. You're not living for him anymore. You're living for yourself. The question is, what kind of life do you want? Marcus has no answer. Can't answer. Because he's never asked himself that question. Never allowed himself to. Think about it, Dr. Chen says. And come back next week. We have more work to do. Marcus leaves the office. Walks to his car. Sits behind the wheel without starting it. What kind of life does he want? He doesn't know. Has never known. Has always done what he was supposed to do. What was expected. What made sense. But what if he stopped? What if he chose differently? What would that even look like? He starts the car. Drives home. But the question follows him. Echoes in his mind. Repeats on loop. What kind of life do you want? What kind of life do you want? What kind of life do you want? He still doesn't have an answer. For weeks before the wedding, Sophie gets sick. High fever. Severe flu. Elena takes her to the emergency room. They wait for hours. Finally see a doctor. He prescribes antibiotics. Rest. Fluids. The bill arrives. Even with insurance, it's substantial. More than Elena has. More than she can pay. She sits in the hospital cafeteria, looking at numbers that don't make sense. Trying to figure out how to make it work. What to cut. What to sacrifice. Ms. Martinez? She looks up. A woman in business attire. Hospital administrator, by the badge. I wanted to inform you that the trust fund established for Sophie includes medical expenses. This bill has been covered. You don't owe anything. Elena's throat tightens. The trust fund. Yes. All medical care is included. Present and future. You don't need to worry. The woman leaves. Elena sits with the paid bill. With the relief. With the rage. Because it helps. It really helps. And she hates that it helps. Hates that his money makes things easier. Hates that she can't refuse it. Hates that Sophie benefits from the father who doesn't know her. She hates all of it. But she accepts it. Because Sophie needs care. And pride doesn't cure fevers. Sophie recovers. A week later, she's back to normal. Back to school. Back to being 11 and bright and full of life. Mom, she asks one evening. We're studying genetics in science class. Elena tenses. Oh, yeah. Like how traits pass from parents to kids. I color and stuff. That's interesting. I was thinking. I have your eyes. And your hair. But I'm good at math. You hate math. Where are you going with this, Sophie? I was just wondering what my dad was good at. Like, if I got the math thing from him. Elena sets down the dish she's washing. Turns to face her daughter. Why are you asking about him now? Sophie shrugs. Trying to look casual. Failing. I don't know. Just curious. You never talk about him. Ever. And I want to know something. Anything. This is the moment Elena has dreaded for years. The questions she can't answer. The truth she can't tell. He was good at business, she says finally. At numbers and planning. At seeing the big picture. Was he smart? Yes. Very smart. Was he nice? Once. I thought he was. But people change. Or maybe I just didn't know him as well as I thought. Do you think he ever wonders about me? Like, if I exist? The question breaks Elena's heart. I think he has his own life now. His own family. His own priorities. So no. Sophie. It's okay, Mom. I don't need him. I have you. You're enough. She says it matter-of-factly. Like it's simple. Like it's true. And then she goes back to her homework. But Elena sees the hurt in her daughter's eyes. The hole that no amount of love can fill. The absence that shapes Sophie's life even though she's never known him. And Elena makes a decision. She's going to tell Marcus. Not for him. For Sophie. Because Sophie deserves to know her father knows she exists. Deserves to know she wasn't chosen. Deserves to know she matters. Even if Marcus doesn't want to be in her life. Even if nothing changes. At least Sophie will know the truth. It's time. 3 weeks before the wedding. Elena schedules a meeting. Through Mrs. Chen. Professional. Formal. Regarding estate matters. Marcus agrees immediately. Too quickly. Like he's been waiting. They meet in his office. After hours. When the building is empty. Elena sits across from him. The desk between them like a battlefield. She's in her uniform. He's in his suit. The distance is more than physical. Thank you for seeing me, she begins. Formal. Distant. Of course. What do you need? I need to talk to you about Sophie. His expression changes. Softens. Is she okay? Is something wrong? She's fine. Physically. But she's starting to ask questions. About her father. About where she came from. And I think she needs to know the truth. What truth? That you exist. That you didn't know about her. That your absence wasn't a choice. Not at first, anyway. Marcus leans forward. What are you saying? I'm saying Sophie deserves to know her father. Not have a relationship with him, necessarily. Not if you don't want that. But no. Have a name. Have a face. Have something more than a void. You're offering to let me meet her. I'm offering to tell her about you. Whether you meet her is up to you. The air in the room changes. Becomes electric. Heavy with possibility. When? Marcus asks. His voice is rough. When can I meet her? I don't know if that's a good idea. You just said. I said she needs to know the truth. That doesn't mean she needs to meet you. That doesn't mean you get to disrupt her life. You're getting married in 3 weeks. You have a whole other family waiting. What happens after the wedding? You see her once? Twice? Then disappear again? That's worse than never meeting at all. I won't disappear. You've said that before. The words hang between them. Sharp. True. Undeniable. Marcus stands. Walks to the window. Looks out at his city. His kingdom. Everything he built. I'm not marrying Victoria, he says quietly. Elena stills. What? I'm calling it off. Tomorrow. I'm ending the engagement. Because of Sophie? Because of everything. Because I've been living someone else's life for 12 years. Because I'm tired of choosing what I'm supposed to choose instead of what I want. Because. He turns to face her. Because I can't marry her when I'm still in love with you. The room stops breathing. Don't, Elena says. Don't do that. Don't do what? Don't say things you don't mean. Don't make promises you won't keep. Don't disrupt your life because you feel guilty. This isn't guilt. This is truth. I love you. I've always loved you. I just didn't let myself admit it. You don't love me. You love the idea of me. The girl I was 12 years ago. But I'm not her anymore. I'm someone different. Someone you don't know. Then let me know you. Let me try. For what? A few months? A year? Until it gets hard? Until your family pressures you? Until you decide it's easier to leave again? I won't leave. You already did. Her voice rises. Cracks. Years of pain flooding out. You left me. Alone. Pregnant. Scared. And I had to figure it out by myself. Had to become someone I never wanted to be. Had to survive. And I did. And Sophie and I are fine. We don't need you. We don't need your money or your guilt or your sudden revelation that you love me. Emily. My name is Elena. She's standing now. Shaking. Emily died 12 years ago. She died in a park with cheap champagne and broken promises. I'm Elena. And Elena doesn't need you. Marcus crosses the space between them. Slowly. Carefully. Like approaching something wild and wounded. You're right, he says. Emily is gone. Michael is gone. We're different people. But maybe that's okay. Maybe Elena and Marcus can build something that Emily and Michael couldn't. You're getting married in 3 weeks. Not anymore. Your family will disown you. Let them. The business will suffer. I don't care. You're going to throw everything away? Again? For what? For me? For a fantasy? For a chance? For a possibility? For something real instead of something convenient? Elena looks at him. Really looks at him. Searching for lies. For performance. For the weakness that will appear when things get difficult. She sees fear. Uncertainty. Hope. But also something else. Something that looks like determination. Like decision. Like a man who finally knows what he wants. You're serious, she whispers. Completely. You're going to call off the wedding. Tomorrow. First thing. And your mother? Victoria's family? The board? They'll deal with it. Or they won't. It's not my problem anymore. What about Sophie? You can't meet her once and then decide it's too hard. You can't be a part-time father. I know. And I'm terrified. I have no idea how to be a dad. Have no experience. No practice. I'll probably be terrible at it. But I want to try. If you'll let me. Elena's eyes fill with tears. She blinks them back. Refuses to cry. This is insane. Probably. You're going to regret it. Maybe. But I'll regret not trying more. She wants to believe him. Wants to trust. Wants to think that this time will be different. But trust is expensive. And she's been bankrupt for 12 years. I need time, she says finally. To think. To process. To talk to Sophie. This isn't just about us anymore. She comes first. I understand. Take all the time you need. And if I decide no? If I decide it's better for Sophie if you stay away? His face falls. But he nods. Then I'll respect that. I'll stay away. But the trust fund stays. No matter what. She gets the money. She gets the future. That doesn't change. Elena studies him for a long moment. Then nods. Okay. I'll think about it. But no promises. No promises, he agrees. She turns to leave. Stops at the door. Looks back. Why now? After 12 years. Why now? Marcus touches his ring. The ring that started all of this. Because I'm tired of wearing my father's choices. I want to make my own. Elena nods once. Then leaves. Marcus stands alone in his office. In the silence. In the aftermath of a decision that will change everything. Tomorrow he'll break his engagement. Will disappoint his family. Will possibly destroy the business. Will burn down everything he's built. And he's terrified. Absolutely terrified. But for the first time in 12 years, he feels alive. Feels like himself. Feels like the choice is his. He slides the ring off his finger. Sets it on the desk. Looks at it in the lamplight. His father's ring. His grandfather's ring. The symbol of everything he was supposed to be. He picks it up. Walks to his safe. Puts it inside. Closes the door. Locks it. He's done wearing other people's expectations. It's time to build something of his own. The next morning, Marcus calls Victoria. Asks to meet for coffee. She agrees, unaware. They sit in a quiet cafe. Order drinks neither will finish. There's something I need to tell you, Marcus begins. Victoria sets down her cup. Steadies his face. And somehow, she knows. You're ending this. Yes. She nods slowly. Not surprised. Not angry. Just tired. Should I ask why? I don't love you. You don't love me. And that's not enough anymore. It was enough last week. I know. But something changed. I changed. Is there someone else? He hesitates. Then, yes. From a long time ago. Before you. Before any of this. Victoria laughs. Short and sharp. Of course there is. There's always someone else. She picks up her cup. Sets it down without drinking. My parents will be furious. I know. I'm sorry. Your mother will be worse. I know. The board will probably try to remove you as CEO. Probably. And you're still doing this. Yes. She looks at him. Really looks at him. And something in her expression softens. You know what? Good for you. He blinks. What? Good for you. For choosing something real. For having the courage I don't. She stands. Collects her things. I hope it works out, Marcus. I really do. Because if it doesn't, you'll have thrown away everything for nothing. I know. Goodbye, Marcus. Victoria. But she's already walking away. Out the door. Out of his life. And she doesn't look back. Marcus sits alone with 2 cups of coffee in the ruins of everything he'd planned. He should feel regret. Should feel panic. Should feel something. Instead, he feels light. Free. Like the ring that's been around his neck for 12 years finally slipped off. He takes out his phone. Calls his lawyer. I need you to draft documents. Breaking the engagement. Terminating the merger agreement. I'll handle the consequences. Mr. Ashford, are you sure? This will be legally complicated. Financially complex. Your board won't approve. I'm sure. Draw up the papers. Next call, his mother. Marcus, darling, how are the final? I'm calling off the wedding. Silence. Then, you're what? The wedding is off. I'm ending the engagement with Victoria. I'm sorry, Mother. But I can't do this. Marcus Ashford, you listen to me. No. For once, I'm not listening. I'm making my own choice. And you're going to have to accept it. Your father would be. Father is dead. And I'm tired of living for a dead man's dreams. This is my life. And I'm taking it back. He hangs up. Blocks her number. Knows he'll pay for that later. Doesn't care. The calls continue. The board. Business partners. Friends who aren't really friends. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone is disappointed. Everyone thinks he's insane. Maybe he is. Maybe this is the biggest mistake of his life. Maybe he's throwing everything away for something that won't work. But at least it's his mistake. His choice. His life. For the first time in 12 years. 2 days pass. Elena doesn't call. Doesn't text. Doesn't reach out. Marcus waits. Works. Deals with the fallout of his decision. The board does try to remove him. He fights them. Wins. Barely. Loses respect. Loses allies. Loses security. But he doesn't lose himself. On the third day, Elena calls. Can you come to my apartment? Tomorrow. 6 p.m. Sophie will be home. His heart stops. You're letting me meet her? I'm letting you try. But Marcus? If you hurt her, if you disappoint her, if you fail her in any way, you're done. Forever. Do you understand? I understand. Don't bring gifts. Don't try to buy her affection. Just be honest. Be present. Be yourself. I will. Thank you, Elena. Thank you. She hangs up. Marcus sits with the phone. With the terror. With the hope. Tomorrow he meets his daughter. Tomorrow everything changes again. Tomorrow he steps into a life he never planned. Never prepared for. Never expected. He has no idea what he's doing. No roadmap. No guarantee it will work. But he's going to try. For Sophie. For Elena. For the man he wants to become. He takes out the photos. The ones from the box. Emily laughing. Emily in the sunset. Emily trusting him. He looks at them for a long time. Then carefully, reverently, he puts them in his wallet. Right next to where his father's ring used to be. Tomorrow. Tomorrow he'll try to earn what he lost. Tomorrow he'll try to be worthy. Tomorrow he'll try to build something new from the ashes of something old. Tomorrow. And he's terrified. But he's ready. Marcus arrives at Elena's apartment at exactly 6 p.m. He's been standing outside for 10 minutes, working up courage. His hands are shaking. He wipes them on his jeans. Regular jeans. Not a suit. Elena said be himself. He's trying to figure out who that is. Finally, he knocks. Elena opens the door. Their eyes meet. Hi, he says. Hi, she says back. Then, quieter, she's nervous. So am I. Good. You should be. She steps aside. Lets him in. The apartment is small. Clean. Modest. Evidence of a life built from nothing. Evidence of strength. Evidence of survival. Sophie sits on the couch. 11 years old. Dark hair. His eyes. Elena's smile. She stands when he enters. Polite. Careful. Hi, she says. Her voice is smaller than expected. Younger. Hi, Sophie. He doesn't know what to say. What to call himself. I'm Marcus. I know. They stand there. Awkward. Uncertain. Three people connected by biology and separated by time. Maybe you two should talk, Elena suggests. I'll be in the kitchen. She leaves. Gives them space. But Marcus can feel her listening. Watching. Ready to intervene if needed. He sits. Not too close. Sophie sits back down. So, she says. You're my dad. Biologically. Yes. Did you know about me? Before? No. I didn't know. Your mom didn't tell me. And I didn't ask. I just left. And I'm sorry for that. Sophie nods. Processing. Mom says you have a lot of money. I do. And that you're important. Like, business important. Some people think so. But you didn't want to be my dad. This is the hard part. The truth. I didn't know I had the chance. And by the time I found out, 12 years had passed. But Sophie? If I had known, I would have wanted to. I would have wanted to know you. I just didn't get the choice. And now? Now I'm asking for the chance. If you'll give it to me. I don't know how to be a dad. I'll probably mess it up a lot. But I want to try. If that's okay with you. Sophie looks at him. Really looks at him. Searching for lies. For disappointment. For the reasons to say no. She doesn't find them. What's my favorite color? She asks. I don't. No. What books do I like? I don't know. What do I want to be when I grow up? I don't know. But I want to learn. If you'll teach me. Sophie is quiet for a long moment. Then, blue. My favorite color is blue. I like fantasy books. Magic and dragons and stuff. And I want to be a veterinarian. Because I like animals more than people sometimes. Marcus smiles. His first real smile in weeks. That makes sense. People are complicated. Yeah. They are. Another pause. Can I ask you something? Anything. Are you going to leave again? Like, after this? Are you going to decide it's too hard and disappear? This is the promise. The commitment. The point of no return. No, Marcus says. And means it. I'm not leaving. I'm here. For as long as you'll let me be. Promise? Promise. And I know promises don't mean much coming from me. But I'm going to prove it. By showing up. Again and again. Until you believe me. Sophie nods slowly. Then, tentatively, okay. We can try. Relief floods through Marcus. So intense it's almost painful. Thank you. But just so you know, I'm going to test you. See if you really mean it. That's fair. And if you fail, I'm not giving you another chance. Understood. Elena emerges from the kitchen. Sees them sitting together. Not close. Not touching. But there. Present. Starting. Pizza okay for dinner? She asks. I like pizza, Sophie says. Me too, Marcus adds. Elena orders pizza. They eat at the small table. Conversation is stilted at first. Awkward. But gradually, naturally, it flows. Sophie talks about school. About her friends. About the book she's reading. Marcus listens. Really listens. Asks questions. Learns. This is his daughter. This brilliant, guarded, beautiful girl is his daughter. And he's missed 11 years. But he's here now. And that's all he can control. After dinner, Sophie yawns. I have homework. Go ahead, Elena says. We'll clean up. Sophie looks at Marcus. Will you be here next time? If you want me to be. Maybe. I'll think about it. She goes to her room. Leaves Marcus and Elena alone with dishes and silence. They clean together. Side by side. Not speaking. Just being. Thank you, Marcus finally says. For letting me meet her. Don't thank me. Thank her. She's the one who decided. She's incredible. You did an amazing job raising her. I did what I had to do. What anyone would do. Not anyone. You're incredible too. Elena stops. Sets down the dish. Turns to face him. Marcus. This doesn't fix us. Meeting Sophie doesn't erase 12 years. Doesn't erase the pain. Doesn't make us a family. I know. And I'm not ready to forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I know that too. So what are you expecting here? What's the end goal? He thinks about this. Really thinks. I don't know. I don't have an end goal. I just want to be present. For Sophie. For you. For whatever this becomes. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm asking for a chance to prove I'm different. Different how? Different than the boy who left you. Different than the man who chose money over love. Different than the person I've been pretending to be. Elena studies him. Searching for cracks. For weakness. For the inevitable moment when he'll revert. She doesn't find it. Not yet. Okay, she says finally. You can come back. See Sophie. Build a relationship. But Marcus? This is about her. Not us. Us is complicated. Maybe impossible. I understand. Good. Because if you're here, you're all in. You don't get to be a part-time dad. You don't get to show up when it's convenient. I'll be here. Whatever she needs. Whenever she needs it. Then we'll try. But slowly. And carefully. And the moment you hurt her, I know. I'm done. I won't hurt her. I promise. It's not enough. Promises never are. But it's a start. And sometimes, starts are all you get. Marcus leaves. Walks to his car. Sits behind the wheel. And for the first time in 12 years, he feels like maybe, possibly, things might be okay. Not perfect. Not fixed. But okay. And maybe that's enough. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment telling me what you think happens next. Should Elena give Marcus another chance? Should Sophie let him into her life? Let me know what you think. And if this story touched you, hit that like button so more people can find it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. 6 months pass. Marcus shows up. Every week. Sometimes twice a week. Sometimes just for an hour. Sometimes for dinner. He learns Sophie's schedule. Her routines. Her moods. He learns that she's quiet in the mornings. Talkative after school. Anxious before tests. He learns that she likes chocolate but not vanilla. Science but not history. Soccer but not basketball. He learns her. Slowly. Carefully. One moment at a time. And Sophie learns him too. Learns he keeps promises. Shows up when he says he will. Doesn't lie about the hard stuff. Admits when he's wrong. Apologizes when he messes up. She starts to trust. Just a little. Just enough. Elena watches from the sidelines. Protective. Cautious. Ready to intervene. But she doesn't have to. Because Marcus is trying. Really trying. And it shows. One evening, 6 months in, Marcus is helping Sophie with math homework. They're at the small table. Papers everywhere. Sophie is frustrated. I don't get it. I don't understand why this matters. It matters because Marcus starts. Then stops. Actually, you're right. Most of this doesn't matter. When are you going to use polynomial equations in real life? Sophie looks up. Really? Really? But the thinking matters. The problem-solving matters. The not giving up when it's hard matters. Did you like math? Loved it. It was the only thing that made sense. Everything else was messy and complicated. But math was clean. Logical. There was always a right answer. I like that too. I like knowing there's a right answer. They work together. Solve problems. Figure it out. And Elena watches from the kitchen. Sees her daughter with her father. Sees them building something. Something that looks like family. Later, after Sophie goes to bed, Marcus and Elena sit on the small couch. Not touching. But close. She's doing better in math, Elena observes. She's smart. Just needs someone to explain it differently. Thank you. For being patient with her. I'm not being patient. I'm just showing up. They're quiet for a moment. Then Marcus says, "Can I ask you something?" Maybe. When do you think you'll trust me? Really trust me? Elena doesn't answer immediately. Looks at her hands. At the life she's built. At the walls she's constructed. I don't know. Trust takes time. And I'm not sure I have enough time to forget 12 years. I'm not asking you to forget. I'm asking if forgiveness is possible. Maybe. Eventually. But not yet. Fair enough. He stands. Prepares to leave. He always leaves. Never pushes. Never asks for more than she's willing to give. Elena walks him to the door. Marcus? Yeah? You're doing good. With Sophie. You're being the father she needs. It's the first real compliment she's given him. The first acknowledgement that he's succeeding. Thank you, he says. Means it. That means everything. He leaves. Elena closes the door. Leans against it. And for the first time in 12 years, she thinks maybe, possibly, forgiveness isn't impossible. Just difficult. And she's good at difficult. Always has been. 1 year after meeting Sophie, Marcus takes her to his office. Shows her where he works. Introduces her to his staff. This is my daughter, Sophie, he says. Proudly. Openly. No shame. No hiding. Sophie looks around. At the expensive furniture. The view. The power. This is where you work? Every day. It's really nice. It is. But it's lonely sometimes. I'd rather be at your small apartment. With you and your mom. Sophie looks at him. Really? Really? On the drive back, Sophie is quiet. Thinking. Then, can I ask you something? Always. Why didn't you try to find us sooner? Like, in the 12 years? Honest questions deserve honest answers. Because I was a coward. I knew I messed up. Knew I hurt your mom. But I convinced myself it was better to stay away. That she'd moved on. That she was happier without me. It was easier to believe that than face what I'd done. That was selfish. It was incredibly selfish. But you're not selfish now. I'm trying not to be. Some days I'm better at it than others. Sophie nods. Accepts this. I think I'm glad you found us. Even if it took a long time. Marcus's throat tightens. Me too, sweetheart. Me too. 2 years after meeting Sophie, things shift. Elena gets promoted. Better job. Better pay. She can afford to move. Nicer apartment. Better neighborhood. Closer to Sophie's school. Marcus helps her move. Carries boxes. Assembles furniture. Doesn't complain. Doesn't act like he's too good for manual labor. Sophie directs traffic. That goes in my room. No, not there. There. They work together. The three of them. Building something new. That night, in the new apartment, they order pizza. Sit on the floor. No furniture yet. Just boxes and possibility. This is nice, Sophie says. Yeah? Elena asks. Yeah. It feels like we're a team or something. Marcus and Elena exchange a look. Something passes between them. Something that looks like hope. Later, after Sophie is asleep in her new room, Marcus and Elena sit on the balcony. It's small. Overlooks the street. But it's theirs. Thank you, Elena says. For what? For helping today. For showing up. For being consistent. It's what I should have done from the beginning. But you didn't. You did it now. That matters. She reaches over. Takes his hand. First time in 14 years. His hand is warm. Steady. Real. Elena, I'm not ready for everything. Not ready to be together. Not ready for forever. But I think I'm ready to try. To see if we can build something new. I'll take it. Whatever you're willing to give. I'll take it. They sit together. Holding hands. Watching the street. And for the first time in 14 years, the past doesn't hurt quite so much. The present is enough. And the future looks possible. 3 years after meeting Sophie, Marcus asks Elena on a date. Official date. No Sophie. Just them. Let me take you to dinner, he says. Real dinner. Nice restaurant. Get dressed up. The whole thing. Elena hesitates. I don't know if that's a good idea. Please. We've been doing this dance for 3 years. Let me take you on an actual date. What about Sophie? She's old enough. She'll be fine for a few hours. We'll stay close. Have our phones. Elena looks at him. At the man he's become. The man he chose to be. Different from the boy she loved. Different from the billionaire who didn't see her. Better. Real. Okay, she says. One date. One date. And if it's terrible, we never do it again. The date isn't terrible. It's awkward at first. They're out of practice. Out of sync. Out of their element. But gradually, they find rhythm. They talk. Really talk. About Sophie. About work. About the past. About the future. Do you regret it? Elena asks. Calling off the wedding? Losing everything? Not for a second. Best decision I ever made. What about the business? The board? Your family? Business is fine. Board learned to deal with me. My mother still doesn't speak to me. But that's her choice. And you're okay with that? I'm okay with choosing what matters. And what matters is sitting across from me right now. Elena smiles. Small. Tentative. But real. That's a good answer. It's a true answer. They finish dinner. Walk through the city. Talk more. Laugh more. Remember why they loved each other once. Remember that maybe they still do. At her door, Marcus stops. Thank you. For tonight. For giving me a chance. Thank you for earning it. They stand close. Closer than they've been in years. Elena looks up at him. Sees the question in his eyes. Not yet, she says softly. Okay. I can wait. You've been waiting for 3 years. I'll wait 3 more if that's what you need. She kisses his cheek. Quick. Light. But intentional. Maybe not 3 more. But let's go slow. Slow is good. Slow is perfect. She goes inside. Marcus walks back to his car. Touches his cheek where she kissed him. And smiles. Really smiles. For years after meeting Sophie, they become official. Elena and Marcus. Together. Really together. Sophie approves. Finally, she says. I was wondering when you two would figure it out. Figure what out? Elena asks. That you're in love. It's been obvious for like 2 years. She's not wrong. It has been obvious. To everyone except them. They move slowly. Date nights. Family dinners. Holidays together. Building routines. Building trust. Building love. 5 years after meeting Sophie, Marcus asks Elena to marry him. Not with a cheap ring. Not with grand gestures. Just a question. Simple. Honest. Real. I know I asked you this once before. 12 years ago. And I messed it up. Let you down. Destroyed everything. But I'm asking again. Different man. Different time. Different promise. Will you marry me? Elena looks at the ring. Simple gold. Not cheap. Not expensive. Just right. She looks at Marcus. At the man he is. At the life they've built. At Sophie sleeping in the next room. Yes, she says. Finally. Yes. They marry quietly. Small ceremony. Just close friends. Sophie is maid of honor. No press. No grand announcements. No 500 guests. Just people who matter. Just people who know the whole story. Just love. During the vows, Marcus says, I can't promise I'll be perfect. I'll mess up. I'll disappoint you. I'll fail. But I promise I'll show up. Every day. For the rest of my life. I'll show up. Elena says, I promise to remember who we were. Who we became. And who we are now. All of it matters. All of it brought us here. They kiss. Seal it. Make it real. Sophie cries. Happy tears. I always wanted a real family, she whispers to Elena later. Now we have one. We always had one, Elena corrects. Just took us a while to figure it out. Years pass. Sophie graduates high school. Goes to college. Studies veterinary medicine. Like she always said she would. Marcus and Elena grow old together. Not perfectly. Not easily. But together. And that's enough. One evening, 20 years after the ring fell, Marcus and Elena sit on their porch. Older. Grayer. Wiser. Do you ever think about it? Elena asks. About what? About how different things could have been. If you'd recognized me sooner. If I'd told you about Sophie sooner. If we'd found each other differently. Marcus thinks about this. Sometimes. But I don't regret the path we took. It was hard. It was painful. But it made us who we are. Who are we? People who chose each other. Not because it was easy. Not because it made sense. But because it was real. And that matters more than anything. Elena takes his hand. Still warm. Still steady. Still real. Yeah. It does. They sit together. Watching the sunset. Watching their life. Watching everything they built from ashes and pain and choices made right. The ring that fell that day sits in a drawer now. Simple platinum. Heavy with history. Marcus took it from his safe years ago. Gave it to Sophie. Your grandfather's ring, he said. For when you find someone worth wearing it for. She accepted it. Hasn't worn it yet. But keeps it safe. Waiting. For the right moment. The right person. The right choice. Because that's what love is. Not the first choice. Not the easy choice. But the right choice. Made again and again and again. Until it becomes who you are. And Marcus and Elena chose right. Eventually. After mistakes and pain and years of wrong. They chose right. And that's all that matters. The end. If this story moved you, if it made you feel something, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment telling me what you thought. And remember, second chances are real. Redemption is possible. Love is worth fighting for. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.